Welcome back to the Commanding Life podcast. I am Rachel, and I feel so honored and blessed that you are here with me again for this episode. Thank you for joining me. We created this podcast to share weekly reminders, inspirational messages, and affirmations to help you create more of the life you desire. We believe that when you align with who you truly are, you flow to what you want most. And it is our sincerest hope that the next few words will help you believe in and align with the well-being that is constantly available to you. Let's get into this week's reminder. It is all about starting where you are. Why? Because starting is where it all begins. Simple, but true. Today, all we want you to do is just decide to start. You don't have to act, just decide. Making a choice or a decision to start is the start. You don't have to worry about what you got to do next. Your inspiration will come. Your direction will come. Your clarity will come. The results you want will come. You don't need to figure out how to get to the end. You just have to decide to start. When we decided to start this podcast, we knew nothing about podcasts. We went to the University of YouTube and watched lots of videos on what we needed to do. We didn't know what we wanted to talk about. We didn't even have anything we thought anyone would want to hear. We didn't think we had anything we wanted to say that anyone would want to hear. Or if a voice was annoying, we just knew that we wanted to give it a try. If we could help one person change the trajectory of their life and believe in who they are, our podcast would be a success. So many others have helped us via their books, their podcasts. We wanted to pay it forward. Before I get into giving you guys tips on starting where you are, I wanted to share how I, Rachel, the founder of Commanding Life, started Commanding Life. It all began when my husband of 15 years left. It was one of those dark night of the soul moments they talk about. It's the pivotal moment. The dark night of the soul is the pivotal moment in life that breaks you open and sets you on the path of your life's purpose. And that's what I felt happened there. It was the moment that changed everything because it made me feel like I was alone. I remember feeling like I was drowning in a pitch black ocean. I felt lost. I felt like I was trying. Every day it was just a job just to try to keep my head above water. I remember at that moment, like my life, my dreams, everything was shattered. I was in a space that I have never been before. I have two amazing girls, and they were clinging to me for love and direction. I felt devastated. I felt like I disappointed them. I felt ashamed that I failed them. But I knew I had to do something to save us from the deep, dark pit that I felt that we were in. But before I could do anything, I first had to stop myself from drowning. So what did I do? I decided, and that was my start. I decided to stop trying to swim to shore, trying to figure it out, trying to decide at that moment what direction I wanted to go. I stopped trying to figure out what I needed to do next. I decided to just focus on not drowning in the negative emotions. That's how I started. I started by focusing on how I wanted to feel. I decided to get up every day and focus only on how I wanted to feel. I remember waking up and just finding just the silliest things every day to be grateful for. I used to say, I'm grateful for the sun. I'm grateful for the roof over my head. I'm grateful for the bed I would cry in. I found anything to give myself hope. Hope helped me focus on just floating and not drowning. Not drowning in sadness, self-pity, shame, fear, whatever the emotion was at that time. The more I tried to hold on to hope, I just needed just a little crack of light, a little feeling, a little positivity. The more I started floating instead of drowning. In the early stages of the separation, I remember every morning I made myself and my feelings a priority. Eventually, I surrendered to where I was and where I would end up, because in those dark moments, I had no emotional capacity to dream new dreams. And if you've ever been in a moment where your dreams are shattered, it takes a lot to even think about dreaming anything new in that moment. I was lost. I accepted it, and that was okay. I just wanted to survive that day, then the next. I wanted my girls and I to just survive. At first, I just wanted us to survive that moment. Eventually, I got tired of surviving, and I wanted to shift from surviving to thriving. I started to look up at the stars. I started to begin the process of believing new dreams. At first, I felt like if I didn't get it together for myself, I had to get it together for my girls. They became my reason why. Eventually, I became my reason why. I wanted to show them that life happens, but it's all about how you respond to what happens. You guys know the phrase, everything happens for a reason. The other part to that, I think a lot of people miss out and is key, is that you have to give what's happening a reason. In giving what was happening a reason. When you're going through what you're going through, it's hard for you to give what you're going through a reason. But I started dreaming. I started desiring, but mostly I just stopped being afraid of the dark. I embraced what I was going through. A key tip in starting is that you don't have to be perfect. You just have to do it. And you focusing on how you want to feel is a simple way of just doing it every day until you can add on to that and do more. And sometimes when we start, we do it for others, especially if we have others depending on us. But when you start for yourself, you never stop. So I had to learn that. At first, I started for them, but then eventually I started for myself. And I want you to start where you are, because direction is more important than speed. Focus on where you want to go, not where you are. I think a lot of people think that making a change needs to be life-changing, this big effort, but I found that making small, subtle shifts brings the biggest rewards. One major shift you can start today or do today is to make a change in choosing yourself before you go out into the world. Just deciding to focus on how you want to feel is all you need to do to create change. One thing you can do now is start by asking yourself one question. It requires no effort. You don't have to do anything beyond it. Just ask yourself the question. Ask yourself, what can I do right now to make myself happy? And sometimes it could be a simple response is take a nap. The response may not come right away. It might not be this big, profound change. But the more you ask yourself, what can I do right now to make myself happy? The more you open yourself to moving in the direction of where you want to go. The more you open yourself to starting in the direction of where you want to go. The more you pay attention to what makes you happy, what makes you feel good about you, the better you feel, the more open you are or hopeful you become to creating more possibilities. Just being happy builds momentum to more. That's what I did every single day until choosing my happiness became my priority. I eventually designed a journal for myself, and now I sell that journal I'm blessed to sell that journal over 100 countries around the world. When I woke up and I asked myself how to make myself a priority, I would have never thought I would create a journal or build such a large following on social media. Just like when I decided to start this podcast, I have no clue who would listen. I just want to encourage you to start. And I want you here four ways you can start today. 1, today, start with being more deliberate with all your decisions. You have the ability to stop reacting to the life you are living and choose to show up and actively participate in your well-being. Only you can embrace your power of creation, and only you can create the life you desire. Change happens with you. Today, I want you to start prioritizing your happiness by being self-first enough to care about how you feel. Your emotions can fuel your change. Positive emotions and focused thoughts help you create more of what you want to happen. Make happiness a primary goal. Make your happiness consistently your primary goal by giving yourself designated well-being time daily. I find that a lot of us, the first thing we wake up in the morning, we grab our phone, we look at it, and we get distracted. It takes the focus away from you. And when you focus on you, when you make yourself self first, when you put yourself first, then you are better. So therefore, you can create better. Today, start with focusing on better, and you will get better. Everything begins with you and how you feel about yourself and your potential. Believe you are divinely supported and release the worry. You are what you expect. What are you expecting? When you wake up in the morning, if you don't set the right tone to expect a good day, expect results, expect good news, expect answered prayers, expect breakthroughs, expect open doors, expect miracles. If you don't set your mind in the right mindset to expect good things, what do you think will unfold for your day? Today, I want you to start with caring more about what you say to yourself. What you say to yourself can be life-giving. It can help improve how you feel and what you believe is possible. You are the closest to your air. Pay attention to what you whisper about yourself to yourself. When I wake up, sometimes I try to remind myself I love myself. I'm proud of myself. How often do you say those words to yourself? Remember, the loudest, the most important voice is your own. Always, always use encouraging, loving, and uplifting words. You create what you think and what you believe. Tell the story. Tell a new story. Start with telling a new story. Tell the story of how easy abundance flows to you. Tell the story of how beautiful connections manifest with ease all around you. You meet great people everywhere you go. Tell the story of how easy it is for you to succeed in your career, how easy it is for you to get along with your coworkers, how your boss sees, recognizes, and appreciates you. Tell the story of how well your business is doing. Tell a new story. Tell the story of how happy your days are. Tell the story of how you're always surprised everywhere you go at how amazing life is. Tell the story of how you created a beautiful vision for your life and you're on your way to that vision. Only you can tell a better feeling story. Today, we just want you to confidently start where you are. We hope this message was what you needed to hear to have an amazingly blessed and creative week. Here is this week's affirmation. Again, it's just one sentence, and you can add on to it and customize it any way you like. Just say, today I am starting where I am. Let me repeat that. Today I am starting where I am. Today I am starting where I am. Before we go, we want to encourage you to start something that feels good to you, or just do more of what feels good to you. Ask yourself, what can you start today to create more of the life you want? That's it for this week's message. Before we go, we encourage you to grab one of our journals. We have one for the entire year of 2024, or we have a 2024 book of self-affirming statements, or a 2024 book of inspirational messages. You can grab them for you and a friend at shopcommandinglife.com, or you can log on to Amazon worldwide. We have a lot of worldwide listeners, and grab you a Kindle version or a hard copy from Amazon stores in your area. We appreciate your support. Remember, when you align with who you truly are, you flow to what you desire most. As always, many, many blessings to you.